Let me ask you something brutally honest. Have you ever considered that your motorcycle engine, yes, the very heart of your ride is quietly dying every single time you twist that throttle? Not because it's old, not because it's cheap, but because of you. Because whether you realize it or not, most Riders 7, the ones who claim they take good care of their bike, are unknowingly destroying their engine from the inside out. And no, I'm not talking about some obvious accident or factory defect. I'm talking about your daily riding habits. Those tiny, unconscious things you do every time you ride. They seem harmless, even normal. But in reality, they're banned habits in the eyes of expert mechanic shibits that bleed your engine dry, shave years off its life, and quietly rip money straight from your wallet. And guess what? Most mechanics will never tell you about them because your ignorance is their business. Engine damage means service. Service means profit. So while you're stuck wondering why your performance feels off, why your mileage is dropping, or why your bike sounds rougher than usual, they're sitting back, waiting. But not today, because in this video, I'm going to expose the 11 banned riding habits that are secretly killing your engine and draining your bank account. These aren't just minor issues. They're the exact habits that turn a few 1 lakh engine into scrap metal before you even hit 30,000 kilometers. They disguise themselves as normal behavior. They make you feel like you're riding right until your engine starts coughing, overheating, or worse, locking up. So here's your choice. You can ignore this video, ride as usual, and one day wonder why your motorcycle failed you too soon. Or you can watch this all the way through, break free from the myths, and learn how to ride smarter than 90% of bikers on the road. Because once you know these hidden habits, you'll never see riding the same way again. And neither will your mechanic. 1. Revving a cold engine. Let's start with the most common sin: revving your engine when it's cold. You start the bike, and boom, throttle twist. Why? Because it sounds good? Well, your engine hates it. When the engine is cold, oil hasn't fully circulated yet. You're forcing metal parts to rub together at high speeds without protection. That means instant micro damage to pistons, valves, and bearings. Do this enough, and you're creating wear that should take years in just weeks. Truth: cold revving is like making a sprinter run a race with a dry throat. Brutal. 2. Clutch dragging at stops. You stop at a red light, foot down, but the clutch? Still halfway engaged. This constant tension burns your clutch plates little by little. And replacing a clutch isn't cheap, especially when it's your fault. Holding the clutch in every time you stop isn't control. It's slow suicide for your transmission. 3. Short rides only. No full warm-ups. You ride for 2-3 kilometers, stop, and call it a day. But the engine oil never even got hot enough to vaporize moisture. So what happens? Condensation builds, rust creeps in. Your engine internally corrodes while you think it's barely used. Biggest myth ever. Less riding equals less wear. Wrong. Less riding equals faster death if you don't warm up fully. 4. Engine braking like a maniac. Yes, engine braking helps in control, but doing it constantly, especially at high RPMs, shocks your crankshaft and gearbox. It's like slamming the brakes in a car to slow down every time, instead of using your foot pedal. Over time, it leads to noisy downshifts, worn sprockets, and gearbox fatigue. Controlled engine braking equals smart. Overuse equals self-destruction. 5. Low RPM lugging. You're cruising in 5th gear at 30 kilometers per h thinking you're saving fuel. But your engine? It's begging for help. Lugging riding at too low an RPM in a high gear creates uneven pressure, forcing the engine to struggle. This damages pistons and rods from inside out and drastically increases wear. High gear at low speed isn't economy. It's engine torture with a fake smile. 6. Ignoring chain tension. Too loose? It whips and damages sprockets. Too tight? It pulls on the transmission output shaft and wears bearings. Either way, you're bleeding money. And the funny part? This is a 15-second check before a ride. A chain is like a spine. Misalign it, and everything else suffers. 7. Cheap fuel equals expensive repairs. Some riders pour in the cheapest petrol they can find. But today's high-compression engines need quality fuel. Low-grade petrol causes knocking, pre-ignition, and carbon buildup. You save She 100 today to spend She 5,000 next month. What you feed your engine determines how long it lives. Period. 8. Constant clutch riding. You ride with fingers always resting on the clutch lever, right? Feels cool? Gives you control? Wrong. You're applying subtle pressure even if you don't realize it. This leads to partial clutch engagement, overheated clutch plates, and fast wear. Unless you're racing MotoGP, let the clutch breathe. Your wallet will thank you. 9. Ignoring overheating signs. Your temp gauge rises, fan runs wild, engine starts feeling rough. And you still ride on, thinking it'll cool down eventually. This is how engines seize. Coolant issues, low oil, or blocked fins can all lead to overheating. Ignore it once, and your engine might not forgive you. Warning signs aren't suggestions, they're cries for help. Listen. 10. Weak battery equals ECU confusion. You think a weak battery only affects starting? Modern motorcycles have ECUs. Low voltage equals unstable ECU signals, equals poor fuel injection, timing errors, and sensor malfunctions. Suddenly, your engine misfires or runs Lennot because it's broken, but because your battery is too lazy. A weak battery quietly destroys expensive components. Replace it before it fools you. 11. Skipping air filter cleaning. Your engine breathes through the air filter. Dirty filter? That's like making it inhale smoke all day. Restricted airflow leads to a rich mixture, poor combustion, and excess carbon buildup. Worse? On dusty roads, it lets in debris that grinds your cylinder walls. And all because you skipped a 2-minute cleaning. You wouldn't run with a cloth over your mouth. Don't make your engine do it. These are not just bad habits. They are engine killers disguised as normal behavior. And every time you do one, your motorcycle pays the price. But now that you know the truth, you have 2 options. Keep riding the same way and blame the machine later. Or become the kind of rider who knows exactly how to protect their engine and their money. Which type are you? Stick around, because the outro is where you'll realize just how many riders have been fooled for years. Now let's be brutally honest. Out of these 11 banned habits, how many are you secretly guilty of? 1? 3? Or all of them? Like most riders? Don't worry, we've all been there. Because no one teaches us this stuff. Not the showroom guy, not the mechanic, not even those flashy YouTubers who pretend to know everything. But now you know, and that makes you different. So let's see who's brave enough. Comment below with the number of bad habits you've been doing without even realizing. Be real. No judgment, this is a garage full of real riders, not fake perfectionists. And if you've got that one friend who revs on cold starts or rides clutch like it's a toy, tag them now. Let them get exposed before their engine explodes. Because let's face it, you're either the kind of rider who learns the hard way, or the one who learns and warns others. Which one are you? Let me see it in the comments. I read every single one.